Hi everyone! Today I'll share with you about an experience that I had with United Airlines and some of the insights that I got from my interaction that I found really important in my own personal development, and hopefully it will help yours too. Long story short, this was way back in 2020, before the life that we knew it had been turned upside down. I used my credit card award points to book a ticket to London, and then all hell broke loose. I had to cancel my ticket when I realized that I could no longer go to London, and I was notified by my credit card company that I was not given rewards points back, but instead I got some airline credit, travel credit, whatever they're called. And I didn't think much of it, there were tons of other things that I needed to worry about, or I needed to take care of at that point. And fast forward to now, the last 7 or maybe 10 months, I've had to make a few important trips within the US, and I've tried to use my points multiple times. However, I didn't really like the flight options that United had, because anywhere I wanted to go on United, the flight would either be not non-stop, so I would need to take at least one layover, or it would be way more expensive than another airline. So for example, the trip that I wanted to make very soon to Minnesota, for Delta airline, it would have only been $300, but for United, at the point that I was looking, it was $700, and I just thought that was ridiculous. So most of the times I ended up just paying out of pocket, because I didn't really want to spend extra money, spending extra money and have to wait for 1 hour or 2 hours extra for those layovers that I could easily avoid. But recently, I also decided to just educate myself a little bit, to look into all these airline credit things that I have, to understand how I want to use it in the future, especially knowing that I haven't really been able to use them up. And I realized, and I was reading a lot of blog posts on this, I realized that I could have, this was way back, when the pandemic just started, I could have gotten refunds back, in my case, back to my credit card rewards points instead of an airline credit. And what I learned was that if I had not canceled my ticket when I realized that the borders to the UK was closed, if I had not canceled and just let the airlines, to the very day of the travel, cancel the flight themselves, I would have gotten my reward points back. But if I chose to cancel my flight, then I would have had to get my money back in terms of airline credit. And it was really upsetting to me, because I felt like they were preying on, we were all, it was a hard situation for all, and we were all just trying to do, what we need to do. And to be frank, canceling a ticket that you're not going to go on, that's the right thing to do. I would say that was the right thing to do, right? But I felt like I was ripped off, I felt I was lied to, that, hey, I did what I thought was the right thing, and logically, I should have gotten my points, or even maybe in your case, your money back, because there was no way you nor the airline could have flown to the UK and made it there safe, made it there legally. And upon realizing realizing that United, as well as many other airlines, were just trying to, in a way, rip me off, I was upset. But then, there was kind of this voice in my head, that's just how these companies are. That's just what they do to people. That's just how bad they are, right? They're out to get you. So I kind of just, stopped thinking about it, right? In a way, avoiding dealing with it. thinking that there's not much I can do. But recently, some certain things escalated in my life, and I just really wanted the refunds back. And I just had a few more interactions with them this morning about another matter. I was kind of talking to customer service, but via texting. They now have two options, either via phone or via texting. And I found myself again with that, like upsetting, with that emotion of just feeling victimized by this corporation, by this company. And that was a moment when I realized, wait a minute, why am I allowing this behavior in my life? Why am I allowing these companies, or really these people, to do this to me? Why am I allowing this kind of things, this kind of energies in my life? And I meditated, I just kind of disconnect from the phone, and really I try to connect back to what it is that I truly care about. And I realized that this mindset that companies are out to get you, they're willing to cut people to make money, this is the problem. Okay, now first of all, right, we have to be honest, and we have to be willing to look at what is right now. How is the world right now? And the truth is, right, the reality is that yes, there is a huge big mindset of companies and corporations that they just want to make profits, and they do that in a way by stepping on other people, right? That is a thing. It's not like in your imagination that happens, right? Like there's companies that put profits over anything else. Actually, a lot of businesses have been trained that way. If you just accept this reality that United did this because they are bad, because that's just how they are, and I'm supposed to just take it in. If you just accept that reality without doing anything, subtly you're agreeing with them. You're sending this message to United, which is really just a bunch of people, or you're sending this message to the whole world that, hey, I'm okay with being ripped off. I'm okay with being lied to. I'm okay with being stepped over for profits. Okay? And in this way, you are also contributing to the problem. If you see an issue, something wrong with a behavior, and you don't stand up and stop it, or at least voice what you think is wrong, I'm sorry to say, or not really sorry to say, that you are an accomplice in whatever that has happened. And me too, I had that mindset of, oh, these companies are bad, they are evil, and they're out to get me. And I didn't do anything about it for months. So I too contributed to this reality that big bad companies are out there to get us. Hi there, I'm in the middle of editing this video, and I want to share with you a really nice little update. Last year, aside from United Airlines, I also got airline credit from Air Canada, and today, almost a year later, I got an email from them saying that instead of airline credit, I actually have the option to choose to get my money back as part of their COVID Goodwill program. That's super cool, and I feel like my change in mindset, everything that I mentioned in this video, I feel like that helped change the reality for me a little bit, and I believe that it helped change and shift whatever that needed to change, and I have faith that more and more businesses will continue or switch to choosing the best for their customer more and more. Now let's get back to the video. Now, the thing is, right, this world is harsh, as I mentioned earlier. This world is harsh. People are gonna do bad stuff, and people are going to hurt you, right? Even me too, I've done stupid SHIT, and I probably will continue doing that at some point, right? People just do messy things because that's just the nature of this world. But if you let these hurts, or if you let these mistakes, maybe the thing that people have done to you, if you let them be the template of your life, so if you just accept them as how life is without trying to change it, you're letting and you're accepting the life that you've been given. So to be frank, being realistic and knowing or just accepting that the world is harsh doesn't really do much. It's literally just a feeling of defeat. You just gotta resign to, whatever is thrown your way, and that's boring to live, right? Because you're basically not really exercising your free will. You're not exercising your choices, your knowledge, your wisdom. Now, there's this quote that I recently read, and I really, really love it, which I'm gonna share here, probably here. And I love this quote. Now, I've always been a dreamer at heart since I was younger, and I love daydreaming. I love envisioning a bigger, better world for myself and for others. And sure, I guess a minus point, or maybe in a way an imbalanced manifestation of that daydreaming, is that it was really hard for me to accept life as how they are. It was hard for me, to accept reality, accept what is happening in my life. And over the past few years of just growing up in life, dealing with more real life situations, as well as the trainings with the Mr. School that I'm a part of, I've learned two things. One is I've learned and been able to be so much more grounded in reality, so be able to accept what is happening, right? Because we can't change reality, we can't change things around us if we don't accept that it's happening. We have to change from admitting and acknowledging what is going on. And the second thing is that the daydream part or side of me, has learned to dream even bigger, even much more than I thought. Just breaking boundaries of what I thought was possible before. Keep breaking boundaries. And so I want to address that both the realistic part and the dreamer part, both of these sides should be equally valued. And that's not something that's been happening in this society. I think we, you and me, we've all grown up being taught to be logical and to be realistic, right? But that's just one side of the equation. Because if you're only realistic, if you only accept reality as it is, who's gonna make the change? Who's gonna make it better? It's a daydreaming side. It's a daydreamers. Yeah, and think about it. Companies, and I'm using this example because I think a lot of you who are watching my videos want to have your own companies at some point, or want to solve certain problems in the world. So most companies were created or are created to solve a problem. Most companies are created in order to come up with a better solution for an existing problem. And that means that somebody out there at some point decided that there was a problem in this world and they did not like how it was being solved, right? So they saw the problem, they saw the reality, they accept the reality, and they decided that no, I don't want to do what we have been doing, I want to make it better. So most companies were created because there was a union of the realistic and the daydreaming parts of all of us. So I want you today, or tomorrow, anytime in the future, when you perhaps had a not very good experience with another company like I did, instead of, or maybe you will think, oh, this company is out to get me, and that's okay. But at some point, take a step back and realize how productive, how efficient, and how is this thought contributing to the kind of world you want to be in? Is it helping? Is it helping to just resign to the fact and do nothing about it? Probably not. So I hope that you will allow yourself to dream bigger, to not accept whatever other people are saying about how terrible the world is, because we're not here to live in a terrible world. We're here to make it better. We're here to make a great world. Would you want to have companies or to work with a companies? I would love to have an airline next time when there's a pandemic. Hopefully no, but when there's another crisis happens, they will just willingly refund the customer, right? Because they know that's what's best for the people that they are serving. Wouldn't you want to work with corporations that truly have your interests at heart? Wouldn't you want to work with people that really care about what they're doing, as well as really care about you as a customer? I want that. That's the kind of world that I want to live in. Because of that, I will say no to the kind of mindset that companies are out to get you, the kind of mindsets that companies are evil and blah blah blah. Now, it's not enough to just say no, right? In your mind, like, nope, I'm not taking that, right? Because you always need to ground whatever thoughts you have into the physical life with an action. So that may mean next time, and I don't know what I'm going to be doing yet. I kind of have an idea, but I'll need to figure out for myself, and maybe that means stop engaging with that company that you don't like, and instead find another company that may be more expensive or maybe have another minus point, but that you truly feel more aligned with. That may mean spreading awareness. That may mean in my case, it also means making this video, turning an upsetting moment into hopefully a teachable lesson for myself and for others. Basically, when you decide that you will stop a certain thought pattern, do something, take an action that is not something you would usually do in order to make that new change a reality, a physical reality. Okay? And I would love to hear if you've, the times that you've had negative experiences with companies, with corporations, where you didn't feel like they were in integrity, or you didn't feel taken care of, or in my case, you felt like you were lied to. I'd love to hear about that, and hopefully also hear about how you have turned that negative experience around. And instead of putting all of your energy in that negative experience, take it back and now put it into another, the kind of company or the kind of world that you actually want to live in. Thank you so much for listening to me in this video, and I will see you in the next video. Please, please, please share this with somebody you think may benefit from it. I hope that more and more of us will choose to change our mindset. We'll stop accepting what is. We'll stop accepting or stop being okay with living in a world that people rip others off, or just stop accepting the all the negativity, or stop accepting the way that this world is currently working, which is stepping on other people to succeed, because that's not the only way, by the way. So please share this with other people. Save this if you need to for another reminder, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.